I would have loved to have natural light today and film a video with the light of day, but I just got home, life gets in the way, and I really wanted to film a video today, so here I am. And it fits the theme because today we're talking about lessons that I learned from failing NaNoWriMo, just like I failed to calculate my time correctly today, and I now have to film a video in the dark. But to be honest, it is getting really cold because I do live in Canada, and winter is fast approaching. So not only is it getting dark earlier and earlier, it's also getting so cold. It's so cold, you guys. So me and Polo are going to head inside and talk about my failures, my failures under the warmth of a heating blanket. When NaNoWriMo was still alive, I participated 2 years in a row and I failed 2 years in a row. By the way, I'm Gabby. This is Polo. I'm an artist, but I also write mostly zombie fiction. In the previous 2 years, I was writing this zombie novel that was happening on a cruise ship. Obviously, I didn't finish it. I did fail, but I still did write, I think, 22,000 words, which, for somebody who wasn't writing anymore at all, I think is still like a success. And when I say that I failed NaNoWriMo, I failed. Sure, I didn't win, but did I really fail? I'm still really proud of myself for writing as much as I did. But I think I took a lot from this experience of not completing my goals and stuff, and I will share my thoughts. Apparently, I'm a plotter. I always thought that I was a pantser. Ever since I was a teenager and I started writing novels or short stories or whatever, I would always just pants them. I would never really have a plan and I would improvise until it made sense. My dog is stressing me out. You know when you're alone and then your animal just goes... But I got discouraged really easily because I never did finish anything. I think the only thing that I truly finished and revised was a short story that I finished in college. And it ended up being published in the college's magazine. So yeah, I guess it wasn't that bad. One of the main things that is holding me back from finishing a draft is dreading rereading it and editing it and seeing all of the mistakes I made along the way, because as I go, I realize a lot of things that I want to include and I realize where the story is going, and I'm changing a lot of stuff as I go, and that's all fine and dandy, and I know that I'm going to have to edit my first draft anyway, and it's just really discouraging to know that everything is going to be a rework. And I might have to do that anyway, even if I plot the book, but I want to put all of the chances on my side. And yeah, I've outlined my short stories since. I've outlined another book and that I haven't written yet, of course, and I haven't started to write. I'm just outlining it for fun. I feel way more confident with these books and these stories. And honestly, it's kind of fun. And it's making me more excited, actually, to work on these stories because I know where it's going. I know how it ends. And usually I didn't. I didn't know how my stories would end. And that was something that would weigh on me the whole time I was writing. It's such a weight off my shoulders. And I can't believe that it took me so long to realize that. Okay, I'm just going to close this because it's stressing me out that everybody can see me. Research is not writing. All the things that I did to get to writing a novel is still not writing the novel. I love to research. I love to make sure that all of the technical information that's in the book is accurate. And I also love to just research about the craft and watch AuthorTube. And I don't know why I went, ew, because I think it's so fun. But to a certain point, it's not writing. And I think it's really good motivation and it's a good little community. Although I have been a lurker for years. I don't know if I ever leave comments. I leave likes and I subscribe, but I don't really leave comments. I'll try to change that now because I want to be part of your world. Sorry, that was cringe. I'm not a Disney adult, but I have nothing against Disney adults. Anyway, research. Research is necessary, but to a certain point, it's procrastination. At least for me, it is. You know, they say to just skip scenes that you're not sure about. Like, if you need to do research and whatever during Nano, you should like just skip that and keep on pushing, keep writing. I hate that because sometimes something really depends on whether something is possible or not. And so you need to do research to decide if that thing is possible. Like, for example, my book was happening in a cruise ship, and there are like water doors and fire doors that can close automatically to protect certain parts of the ship, like in the event of an emergency. And like a zombie outbreak obviously is an emergency, right? So I needed to know how these doors worked. I think the main thing actually that I learned about doing research and how it's procrastination oftentimes is that for Nano, I should have prepped that before. And I felt like I did, but I didn't because I did not outline. I pantsed it. I had like an idea of where I wanted things to go, and I did like plot it like the tiniest little sprinkle, but if I had like really outlined it before, I would have seen where the holes were and I could have filled them before I got to writing. Because once you have to write like 1.6k words a day, I couldn't take a day to research or a day to write a little bit less, to do some, like I just needed to like that was a lot. Which actually brings me to my next lesson, which is that I need to ease into a challenge this big. Momentum is everything, and I don't know why I expected myself to be able to go like from 0 to 100 like that, or like from 0 to 50k. Like, sure, I can jump into something headfirst and really get hyper focused for a little while and then, but that's not sustainable. If I don't have momentum and I don't have good habits, it lasts a week and then it slowly fizzles out and I can see it fizzle out. You remember the NaNoWriMo trackers? Now a lot of people use TrackBear, I think, but like you would input how many words you wrote in a day and then the graph would like go up and show you how many words a day you need to write to get to 50k. I started to write a little bit less a day and then maybe 500 words a day, and then the graph would like and it made me really discouraged. And I was like, well, fuck it. I'm not like, why would I keep writing if I'm not going to get to 50k? I'm going to fail the goal anyway. So why do I keep writing? To my credit, I did keep writing. I knew I was going to fail and I kept writing because again, like 22,000 words is better than 0 words. I kept going, but I wasn't pushing myself as much as I would have liked. But yeah, I think when motivation fails, you have to rely on your habits. And I didn't have that. I didn't have any writing habits. I hadn't written in years. I don't know when's the last time I wrote, So I went from that to trying to write 50k in a month. Actually, that's insane. And that's why, like, this month, I'm planning on writing in November, but I'm not planning on, like, doing a challenge. I think this November, my challenge is to make writing a habit. There are different ways to track writing. I could do, like, time-based goals, telling myself that I have to write every day, or 5 times a week, or telling myself I have to write for 1 hour. Anything that is not word count based. Or if I did want to keep it word count based, give myself scaling goals. So have like a good goal, a great goal, and then an amazing goal. So that would be like for a month, 10k words, 30k words, 50k words. I think a little bit at a time is definitely more sustainable for me. I don't know what I was thinking is the thing. Because writing 50,000 words in a month and then not writing at all for the rest of the year is not good. Like, that's crazy work. What was I thinking? And that wasn't a flaw of NaNoWriMo. It was a flaw of me. Writing 50,000 words in a month is doable. Plenty of people do it. That's not the issue. The issue is me thinking that I could do it with zero practice. Nano has helped so many writers get their first draft done. It's a really useful tool and challenge. It's dead. But I kind of took it as an end all be all, and I thought that that challenge was the thing that would make me succeed. And I should have seen it as what it was, which is a challenge and a tool. Maybe it wasn't for me, or it wasn't for me at the time. It still is not for me because I am just now getting back into writing since last November. I think that I can try to find a goal that fits me if I'm looking for a goal at all. The idea that I'm working on is not the wrong idea. Ma'am, your results are in. I'm so sorry. You have shiny new idea syndrome. It's terminal. The idea that I'm working on now is fine. It's fine. It's not the wrong idea. It's not the wrong time. I'm just bored and I have a new idea. The idea that I have and that I'm writing down right now is the right idea because I believe that it is. it is the right idea because it's what I'm writing right now. What the hell? It's fine. I'm screaming at myself, by the way. I'm not screaming at you unless you also have shiny new idea syndrome, in which case, stop it. Get some help. I just have to commit to an idea. But I can't keep jumping from one to the next because I will never finish anything if I keep doing that. The thing that I allow myself to do is if I get a new idea, I will let myself take notes on it, maybe write a short outline of the ideas and everything, start a Google Doc and write down my ideas, but I won't start writing it. I'm not allowed to do that. I won't. But then I have to go back to the previous idea and finish that. It hasn't worked yet, but it will. Because I believe in myself. And if ultimately I finished a story and I still don't really like it and I'm like, oh, the idea isn't that good, I can shelve it. That's fine. I can put it aside and write something else. But that is still not time lost because I still gained experience and I still finished something. And they say that finishing a novel is really what teaches you the most about novel writing. I've never finished a novel, so I can't really say, but I believe Brandon Sanderson when he says that, So, but yeah, I guess it's a mix of self-sabotage and boredom, and I really need to work on that and to just push through. It's easier with a writing community, and I know that's a privilege that not everybody has, but if you can find friends who also like to write, you guys don't have to read each other's writing. You just have to keep yourselves accountable and give yourselves motivation when somebody is feeling a little bit down about their writing. I took a chance and I talked to one of my friends who is also an artist, and I kind of knew that she wrote. So I talked to her about Nano and we decided to do it together and we both failed. Community is also failing together. But we did learn a lot and we did keep each other motivated and accountable, and it was way more fun with her than if I had done that alone. I don't think that I would have gotten as many words as I did if I wasn't writing with her. We would call and just be silent on the phone as we did writing sprints. It was really fun. It was motivating. Reddit is full of writing communities. There are Discords you can find writing buddies in comment sections from AuthorTube videos. I think there are multiple ways to try to find community, and sometimes you can ask your friends or family, and I think that you would be surprised with how many people want to write a book and would be willing to try with you if they knew that you also wanted to write a book, you kind of have to be a little bit vulnerable to build community in every sense, in every type of community. You kind of have to be vulnerable, open yourself up, to the possibility of writing buddies. Do you like my zombie books that I selected to put here because my background is really boring? Again, not as, like, these two were just here. Actually, they were, don't look at them. Look at these. And I have more zombie books that I didn't, like, at some point, like, set design, that's enough. That's fine. Or else the lamp wouldn't fit, and this little polo figurine is good too. Okay. Lo-fi is actually really helpful. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know how I used to write. If I used to write in silence or with music, I have a really bad memory, by the way. I think it depended. I think I tried multiple things, but the thing that works the best, I've discovered, is lo-fi. So I'm gonna link a couple of channels down below because I'm a real YouTuber that links things down below in the doobly-doo, as the OGs say. I will link some no AI lo-fi channels, or like just some of the music that I like to listen to with no AI, because fuck AI. Guilt and shame are out. I don't want to feel that way anymore. Feeling guilty and shameful for not finishing a goal that I gave myself for fun, I'm done with that. It truly made me even less motivated to complete these goals, because I was like, if I fail, I'm gonna feel like shit. Since I've never succeeded a goal like this, I knew that the only outcome would be me feeling like shit. So why would I even want to start up to begin with? Once I figured that out, I started to practice like radical acceptance. I accept things and I move on, and I try to be better for next time, and I try to learn, and I try to ask myself, why did this not work? And how can I help myself to make it work in the future? That has helped me tremendously to actually reach my goals a little bit better. Obviously, it didn't help me finish a novel yet, but it has helped me get back into writing and accept that a little bit is better than nothing. It's not all or nothing. Like, if I don't do all of it, it doesn't mean that I'm bad, or that I'm a bad person, or that I'm weak-minded, or that I'm... Mostly it means that maybe I have ADHD. Shame and guilt truly are not productive emotions to have in regards to writing and artistic pursuits. You can feel guilty and shameful if you do something shitty, and if you hurt someone, and if you, like, those are normal human emotions to have, but I don't want to feel them with things that I do for fun and with things that I love. And towards myself for nothing, like, I'm done. I'm done. I only fail if I stop trying. Failing over and over again like that, and not completing a manuscript, and not reaching the goals that I set out for myself, should have crushed me, maybe? But the fact that I keep coming back, and that I keep writing and trying to tell stories, and I keep coming back to it, means that I really love it. I love figuring out events. I love figuring out characters. I love puzzling out how certain things will work together, and I love the craft of writing. I just love it, and I love telling stories. I love inventing them. I like writing. I like drawing. I like video making. The fact that I keep coming back to it means that I'm a little bit more resilient than I thought, right? Right? Or maybe that's just something I tell myself to make myself feel better about being clinically insane. Yes, coming back to it means that I truly and utterly love it with all of my heart, but it also means that I can't keep doing the same things that I've been doing for years. Isn't that the definition of insanity, to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results? That's what I've been doing for years. I'm ready to accept that maybe I'm not as productive a writer as I want to be. I am also understanding now that it's not magical. Like, just because I love it doesn't mean that I'm good at it. I love writing so much, and I'm willing to do the work. I've always had the desire to publish. I think writing for fun is really good, and creating just for the sake of creation is really good. And I think everybody should do it. I've talked about it a little bit in my previous video, but I think it's super important. And for a lot of things, I do that. I do a lot of illustrations, and I do them mostly for fun. I've started to sell my illustrations recently. I've started to make merch of my art, but for a long time I just did it for fun. And now I can monetize it, sure, but I still don't want it to be my job. And I am at a point now in my life where I want the books that I write to also be into the universe, just like my art. But I don't think that it's there yet. I don't think that my my writing is as advanced as like my art is. Not to say that my art is advanced. I'm not a beginner anymore, right? But to get there, I need to work on my craft. I need to learn to be a beginner again. And that's fine. It's a little bit scary, but it's fine. And I need to accept that. So I need to finish what I start because I need to learn. Really important. I need to learn. So yeah, these were the lessons that I learned during my failed attempt at Nano. And let me know if you have any lessons from either failing NaNoWriMo like me or succeeding. If you have any tips or tricks that you can give me so that I can try to finish my novel as well, let me know in the comments down below. I'm a YouTuber, you guys, and I'll make more videos when I have time.